Okay. So, I believe I'm picking up on a woman out there. Okay. So, she's trying to trauma bond with me. She's trying to trauma bond. But it's like, it's a different type of trauma bond. Like, she's sitting around moping and crying because she don't want to be alone. You know, I'm sad because I have to stop smoking marijuana. You know what I'm saying? Which means that shit is about to get challenging as hell for me. Oh, I have to support, a struggling alcoholic, a son with autism, and I have to make sure that I'm good with myself too, mentally. I had a moment to just break down because the marijuana helps me deal with all of that stuff. And it helps me deal with this deep indebted void that I feel. So, you know, girl, we can't. Girl, we got to figure this out. I think what we're trauma bonding on is the loneliness. Because it's kind of like, to me, I'm already doing everything. You know, when you're the strongest person around, it's like it all falls on you. And deep down inside, of course I want support, of course I want help, but and I have support and I have help from my spirit guides, but I believe that I've already explained, I don't want to be so dependent. Me and my son's father got into it today, and a lot was exposed, and I realized, I said, I understand why I have to stop smoking weed. Because mentally, it's not going to get any better with him. It's not going to get any better. And every time we fuss, it's like we fuss about the same shit. I'm just like, he's keeping me insane. He's keeping me insane, but he can't help it. You know what I'm saying? Because he has a problem. So I said, I just broke down. I just started crying. I said, oh my God, I gotta let the weed go. Because, the marijuana is how I, find relief. That's how I find my support. But it's kind of like, I have to be different. I can't have any, I can't have vices or addictions of my own while trying to deal with somebody else mentally who struggles with theirs. The argument was just so ridiculous today. And I'm just like, how many times are we gonna do, like, like, what am I doing? How many times am I gonna do? You know what I'm saying? That's why, I usually smoke, because I just be avoiding shit. Because I'm just like, man, well, I can't change it. It ain't shit I can do about it. Does it bother me? Of course the fuck it does. It's hard having to live and coexist with somebody who sucks at communicating. It's like He doesn't listen. He doesn't care. You know, he wants to argue and be combative. We get nowhere. You know, and I just be sitting there, I just be like, why the fuck am I arguing with his ass? You know? But the thing is, it's kind of like something is going on to where, you know, I've been seeing it little by little over the years, but today it's kind of like God really revealed it to me. I cried for a little bit because, I mean, that's my support, that's my independence. This shit crazy. So let me see. You know, the thing is that, I mean, we have an agreement, we have a partnership. He goes out, he works. I take care of the home. I take care of the dog. I take care of the son. But he hasn't been working. And it's just like, you know, I'm still doing everything by myself, and then it's like when he pitches in, he's in the way because he's always complaining. It's like he's so unhappy with having to deal with his responsibilities at home. So I'm just like, okay, go sit your ass down somewhere. But because he's complaining and he's nitpicking at every little thing, and the thing is that truthfully, he wants to drink, but he's trying to discipline himself, but it's not working. He does not know how to cope. If I continue to get high and just not pay that shit any mind, we're not gonna get anywhere. I'm not gonna get anywhere. I refuse to argue with him anymore. This shit is crazy. And you know, I tried to tell him, I said, you know, you suck. You suck as a friend. You know, friends listen to their friends. You know, you should care about how I feel. You should care about what I think. You know, we're in a situation to where we're coexisting. It's a partnership. It's not just about you. And that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like it's all about him, but then he does not have the right idea about things. And I'm constantly trying to get him to understand how his decisions not only affect him, but everybody in the household. I can't even deal with too much of other people because having to support a person with a drinking habit and a child with autism, that shit is a lot. And then having to take care of me, you know. I said I'm gonna have to up it. I'm gonna have to up it. And I can't do that with smoking the marijuana. Cause then there are times to where it begins to strip me mentally. And he can't pour into me mentally. I said, oh man. Wow. So, I mean, whatever. I'm very sad. Very sad about that. I'm sad about it, but it's not enough to start complaining and getting upset. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, life is good. Shit could be worse. He's not working, I'm not working. We could be in this bitch stressed the fuck out. You know, we could be losing stuff. Like, we're not, everything is like, it's like we're good. God got us. I got upset because when it comes to supporting baby boy's mental health, eating and making sure he has his feel good food is very important. And sometimes dad can overlook the needs of everybody. And it's all about him. That's what I'm saying. Like, he don't have, it's like he struggles to give to himself. So of course he's not gonna, be able to be there for other people. But my thing is, for some reason he don't want to give me the money. He think that I don't do good with shopping. The thing is that when I go shopping, I get a lot of healthy stuff. A lot of healthy stuff that he does not want to eat. So he would rather go shopping. So it's always on his time. When it comes time to go shopping, my son is just walking around, and I'm just like, I wonder what's wrong with him. Because, food has been it's been a little, tight. Going through tight times right now. So, baby boy, he's hangry. And so I'm just like, man, this nigga do not be paying attention. Like, motherfuckers is hungry, and he got the money. He's the one that got the money, and he's, you know. So I had to get on his ass to go get that goddamn food. Then he come back complaining, well, he want his snacks. I got all snacks. It's not about snacks. He likes food. He likes eating foods that are convenient for him to get to. Do you know, if you know individuals on the spectrum of autism, when it comes to their foods and their drinks, they have to have it. That's a part of good mental health. I tell my son, slow down on the soda, son. You know what I'm saying? You've been eating a lot of chips and stuff. You want to go to the gym. How are you feeling within your body? He's told his dad before that he wants to eat more healthier, but man, shit didn't change. Dad just cannot keep up, and it's like, I'm not gonna sit here and fuss at him, demand him. I'm not gonna make life harder because we want something different than he does. I mean, it is what it is. I'm in the process of looking for a job, so hopefully things will get a little better. Like, all I can do is be hopeful. I say that shit all the time. Like, black men do not, it's like they do not be really taking care, like, some, not all of them, but it's kind of like they do not prioritize the health of their family. Everybody's trying to be so cheap with the food because they want to spend the money on other stupid shit. You ever go into a wealthy house and it's just like, it's a whole bunch of processed foods and a whole bunch of canned goods and all that type of stuff, and it's like, how the fuck you got all this money but you eat like crap? I know I eat a lot of McDonald's and all that type of stuff, but my thing is that I really do eat healthy. It's just that when I'm out and about and when I'm recording, I'll go somewhere quick. I know you see me drinking a lot of sodas. I mean, I drink a lot of water too. It's just that sometimes I have to create mental relaxation for myself. And in the process, yes, sometimes my health and my body pays for that. But I'm carrying like three people mentally. So tell us what's going on with girly girl. What's wrong with her? We all got to deal with something. We're all going through something. I mean, but my thing is that's why I'm looking for a job too. Cause I just want to balance out things. I want to have a little bit of a life. I want to be able to socialize with other people. You know what I'm saying? I want to go out. I want to kind of get out into the world a little bit, have a little adventure. You know what I'm saying? It just, it's like mentally, it's so stuck in here. He has all of this mental energy, and it just creates all of this tension within the home. He doesn't know how to control it, and he won't let me teach him. You know, like he's jealous. He's a little jealous of me. So it's a lot of things that I can help him with, but he won't receive it. Today, I told myself that I was just going to take care of him cuz I could just sense this anxiety he's going through, and there are things going on with his dad. His dad is not feeling too good. So that's on his mind too. But it's kind of like he can't just sit back and receive somebody wanting him to just be able to relax. And that's what I'm saying. Everybody want money, and everybody think that when you have money, sometimes you have to be able to do nothing. That's very hard for people to do. People have a hard time with not doing nothing. They have a hard time with trusting the process and just trusting life. People feel worthless, they feel useless if they're not doing something. You don't always have to be doing something. That is a part of good mental health too. That's what I'm saying. Like, he won't receive anything that I got to offer because he jealous. I tell his ass that all the time. I be like, your jealousy is just ridiculous. You're upset because I have the answers and you don't. You know, it's kind of like he's a IT, right? So it's kind of like me trying to act like I know more about IT than he does, and he's been to school, and he's had experience, and he works in that field. But he doesn't see it that way because he can't grasp it because of the drinking. He's always impatient. So when you're always impatient, that's a sign that your temperament is off. He's never balanced. You know what I'm saying? Always impatient, temperamental. You know. We got the Three of Cups in reverse, and we got the Empress in reverse. That fell out. So, you know, Then on top of that, we go through all this warfare. I go through all this spiritual warfare. People are sending warfare to him too. So I mean, it's a lot. I really I really enjoy and appreciate my marijuana. I feel like I don't need anything else. I feel like I don't need anybody else. It's like God and my marijuana. So I'm real sad about that. I said, I have to make so many altercations. I have to go through so much to deal with him. You know what I mean? And it's like he can't see himself. He doesn't have enough to consider me or think about me. It's easier for him to find an excuse, because it's like he be exhausted. He's always exhausted mentally, because he gives his attention to the wrong shit all the time. He's thinking about the past or he's in the future. You know what I'm saying? He's always been kind of absent-minded, because it's like he's not where he wants to be. And it's just like, why can't you be okay with being with where you at? Why can't you find some type of pride in that? Like, I get tired of constantly having to like pull him out of that dark place. That's when I start smoking, because I'm just like, I'm not about to sit here. I'm not that. It's too much. Mm-mm. And then it's kind of like, the less I focus on him, the more I find gratitude in my life in general. I can't really find gratitude in him, but I can find gratitude in everything that he provides. So if that's what he has to offer, then it's kind of like, well, you just got to stay focused on that. So that's what I do. You have the Seven of Cups over here. What's going on with that Empress? She need to speak up. And she need to get away from whoever she dealing with. Okay, so is that the person that I picked up on? That's her. Okay. So she around people who be gossiping about her. Okay, so do she entertain it? She be gossiping too. So the thing is that gossiping, it's like, it's emotional. So emotionally, it's kind of like it's depleting her. Because for one, she sits around and she gossips. She hears other people gossip, but that's not really who she is. I guess she's feeling like needy or something. Like maybe she wants friends. She don't care if it's good friends or bad friends. She just want to be around people, even if it's people that she really don't like or care too much for. But the thing is that emotionally, individuals are stripping her with their negativity. you know um so I mean, she's exhausting herself emotionally gossiping about other people because she's influenced by her friends, knowing that that's not who she is and that's not what she wants to be doing. She don't want to sit there and be gossiping, talking about other people. She wants to be feeling beautiful, feeling good, she wants to be herself. She wants to be appreciated and loving on her for who she is. But it's like she can't do that because she's surrounded around, people that she know is going to talk about her for being her, because the Empress is different. The Empress is not like the queens. The queens are worldly. The Empress is outer worldly. So it's like she doesn't want to be herself because she doesn't want to stand out. She doesn't want to be different because she wants friends, or she wants people around. She wants to be in the group. She wants to be in the clique. That's low self-esteem. She's dealing with low self-esteem, so she's lowering her standards. She's watering down herself. So who is this over here? This Seven of Cups. Is this somebody who's confused? Somebody is over here confused. I feel like they're disappointed too. I feel like they're trying to mask it by making it look like they're exploring their options, like they have options. They absolutely don't have any options. They're confused. Okay, so, okay. I'm sorry, I had to eat. I gotta eat something. When I get sad, I'm an emotional eater. So when I get sad, I be eating. Okay. So when I came up here, I was talking about myself and I was talking about connecting with somebody else. So we're about to do the reading. Whoever is for. I don't know if this is who I'm connecting to. I don't know if I'm connecting to that person. Am I connecting to this person? Okay, I'm connecting to this person. In the position of the crown, this person is reflecting. So she's reflecting and she's, thinking about her. She's coming to realize her truth. Okay? We have the Justice in reverse and we have the Devil. That's the trauma bond. Okay? We have woman, the Queen of Wands. And we have the Page of Cups in reverse, the Nine of Swords, and the Nine of Cups in reverse. So the reversals are the past. So we're going to take this away. So what is this? Somebody is afraid. She's afraid to face her dark side. So her dark side is going to be her shadow. Okay? So it's time for her to look into the mirror, but she doesn't want to do that. She would just rather, be in her head. The epiphany that she has had is that she doesn't want to be alone. She's tired of feeling alone. So my thing is that, well, there's somebody else out there that is reflecting her. So is that me? I'm about to say, because baby, I ain't hanging out with no man. So there's somebody out there who is reflecting her. When it comes to just being around people because you don't want to be alone. Well, she's doing a good job. Well, my thing is she's alone in her head. Okay? When I say she's alone in her head, she's alone within how she thinks. This person is alone within how they feel. Okay, so this may be somebody she's connecting to. Is this a lesbian situation? No. Okay. So the Devil here is the trauma bond. Her wanting to trauma bond to me. But the thing is that she is afraid. It's kind of like she's afraid to face me. So with the Nine of Swords, she's running away. Does she gay? Does she like me? Like sexually? Okay. She doesn't like me at all. She does? Okay. I just had to make sure. She likes me as a person. But the thing is that what I've noticed with most women who are not in touch with their feelings, it's kind of like, when I'm me, when I'm open and I'm expressive and in touch with my feelings, it makes them uncomfortable, but at the same time, you know, it inspires them because it's like in seeing me and seeing my example of emotional integrity and then being able to, connect emotionally, it kind of inspires her. It's like it wakes her up. Like, wow, I'm the same way, but I'm afraid to do that. I'm afraid to be that. Okay? So the thing is that it's kind of like her third eye is calcified. Okay, so she's a woman who likes to be in her head instead of her heart. Okay, so maybe something has happened to her, maybe she has experienced something, but it's kind of like who she is deep down inside. She is a very intimate woman, very connective. Oh, I'm getting emotional. Ooh. Ooh. So it's kind of like when I'm open, it makes her nervous. Like she wants to run away because it's kind of like she doesn't want to touch that part of herself yet. Okay. Ow. She has a lot of fears in life, with relationships, with connecting, keeping a man, stuff like that. This is really based around men. hmm Because the thing is that I think that she's been with men, and it's like she's never soft enough. She didn't want to believe it, but now it's kind of like she's starting to see it. She must have met somebody that she really wanted, and she wanted to open up in that way. Sometimes it can represent like a little immaturity too, emotional immaturity. She may know that about herself, and she doesn't want to make herself look like a fool, you know. Sometimes when individuals are uncomfortable or a little emotionally immature, when somebody tries to get intimate with them, it's kind of like they get silly, you know. So I'm gonna give you an example. Me and this guy, one time we were having a very intimate moment with each other, with talking to each other, and we're mutually going in for a kiss, right? So then all of a sudden he turns his head trying to be funny, like, oh, I don't want to kiss you, but he's being funny. And I mean, he just really messed up, he really messed up the vibe. Like that shit was so childish. So have you ever seen like when individuals get married and they cut the cake and somebody smushes the cake on the other person's face and you see that they're really upset about that? That shit childish as fuck. So that's kind of what it's like for this woman emotionally. It's like she's playful, like silly goofy bitch. So it's so it's like she can't dive deep. She has, she's very surface level, but she's reflecting on something. I think she's reflecting on a man, a man that she wanted. And it's kind of like he was super mature and she acted childish and he ain't want shit to do with her. And she was really hurt by that. Like she really that encounter woke her up. Okay? But my thing is there's nothing I can do if she's going to run. I don't understand. It's the vulnerability. She doesn't want to be vulnerable because she's afraid to be hurt. And that shit is kind of childish because sometimes, the man will open up. So it's more so like she wants emotional control. But her strong point is in her mind. So, I feel like with the discomfort that she may have had or felt with trying to connect intimately on a deeper level with a man, she tried to play head games with him. She tried to gain control instead of just allowing herself to surrender to him. He saw that he wasn't interested. Okay. My thing is, you don't have to break down for a man and you don't have to be all, you understand what I'm saying? But open up. Be, if you're afraid, let him know that my thing is that if you don't trust him, then don't open up to him. But if he's trustworthy and he really likes you, he wants to take it to the next level, and you're not opening up, then of course he's gonna move on. But my thing is that you have to get yourself together. You know what I'm saying? You have to get yourself together. You have to establish an intimate relationship with you. So when it comes to somebody else, you'll be a little more comfortable and confident. You know what I'm saying? I know how that shit feel. It's nothing like meeting a good man or a good woman, whatever your preference is. I'm speaking to the women, okay? But it's nothing like meeting a good man or a good woman and then losing them, turning them off or pushing them away when you really don't want to, like just acting, playing, and pretending to be hard. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes it unrequited, because the person is not enjoying the romance with you, because it's kind of like you don't know how to be romantic with them back. You don't know how to receive that. My thing is that if you have trust issues, then you shouldn't be dating. Is this person exploring their options? Is that her person? Well, I don't understand why there are two situations on the outside of yours. I kind of feel like your focus is not on you. Your focus is elsewhere. You have to bring your focus back to you, back to the center. You are the one that has the problem. And the thing is that you may be seeing yourself and your behavior reflected in other people. This person over here, we already said they trying to act like they got options. They ain't got no fucking options. That's the mind games. This woman over here, she don't want to be alone. So she's entertaining bullshit that she really doesn't care for. It's stripping her emotionally. Wanting just to be around people, not wanting to really connect to them. Have you ever got around people and all they do is talk about other people? Like, oh, look at her shoes. Ew, look at her hair. That is somebody who is immature. They don't know how to connect. So it's like they try to target people in a, they try to target other people, in an attempt to connect with somebody else. You don't have to put one person down in order to feel good about yourself or to impress other people. It's not cute to be cruel. You done met a loving man, and he's not for that. I have a feeling he made you look stupid. He made you feel stupid. He made you feel low. He made you realize that you need to grow up a little bit. You were not ready for him. You were not ready for that honesty. You were not ready for that truth. Well, you needed it because, I mean, if it don't work out with him, if he didn't say anything, you move on to the next guy. The next guy is even greater than him. You really gonna make a fool out of yourself. You know what I'm saying? I do see trust issues here. You know, you may be like a gangster girl. You may have come from like a rough background. You may have been through a lot of things. Okay. Now you're, now you can, you know, open yourself up to healing more. You can start healing more, getting more in touch. You see, my thing is that when you make yourself seem like a fun girl, a good time girl, that's how men are going to treat you. So I mean, you pretty much, you represented yourself as someone who don't take shit serious. So even if this person did take you serious in the beginning, you may have triggered something in this person and they were disappointed because maybe they were looking forward to something for real with you, but when you try to come off hard, or when you try to come off um like you're just here to have fun, here to have a good time, knowing that you want more, knowing that you want to be respected more than that. It's kind of like you do what you think a man wants. You think a man wants a fun woman. He doesn't want an uptight, serious woman. Yes, the fuck they do. Because if they're serious about you, they don't want to have to worry about the next man. But if you're being some silly, goofy, playing ass bitch, that's how they're going to treat you. So you triggered something in this person. So they switched up on you. But you knew it was there. But it's kind of like your ego got the best of you. And your ego messed it up for you. So, now this person only views you as a good time. He can't take you serious because you don't take yourself serious. It's not about being wild, crazy, fun, and young and dumb. It's not about that. Not when you're looking for something serious. Maybe you didn't know. Maybe this person woke you up. Like, you know what? I really want something serious. But my thing is, now you're having all of this anxiety because you can't stop thinking about this person. You can't stop thinking about the situation. You can't stop thinking about how things played out. I know. I never been, because my thing is sometimes women, you make it about him. You make it about what you think he want. Just chill and sit back and get to know what he wants. But I mean, I've been in them situations too. I'm talking about, baby. Oof. I seen this man. He was so well presented. He was so still on the surface. I mean, he was very well respected. He seemed like a really great guy. Had his shit together. Come from a rough background and have he worked his way up, into maturing and evolving into a different type of man. I embarrassed myself in front of him. That shit woke me up. I realized that I was ready for a different quality of a man, and I mean, to be honest, I didn't know what to do. So you may feel like you don't know what to do, but like I said, it's time for you to develop more of an intimate relationship with yourself. If you want to be that fun party girl, then continue to be that fun party girl, but you're not going to get no stable man like that. I think that you depend maybe on the way in which that you look. Like he's going to take care of me and just accept me for whatever. Like some men you can get over with doing that, but for the majority, no. Because they're going to have conditions, especially if they're taking care of you. So that young, wild, and free attitude is not going to fly with them. Because it's just like, I'm not going to be out here working hard, taking care of you, making you my priority, and you're just out here doing dumb shit, possibly putting yourself at risk, as well as me. I don't know. Maybe you don't be thinking. Maybe that's not what it is. Maybe you don't be thinking. Maybe you need to work on your mental health. You know what I'm saying? You need to prioritize your mental health. What is good mental health? Finding more relaxation for the brain. Okay? Finding more relaxation. Be honest with yourself. That person woke you up on a whole other level. So stop being silly. That doesn't mean be hard on yourself, but start thinking about consequences for some of your actions and your choices and decisions. Think about what the outcome could possibly be. Stop thinking that you know everything. Stop assuming shit. You understand what I'm saying? You don't have the answers. You're really not a good judge of character, because I can tell you really don't know who you are. When you don't know who you are, you don't know who somebody, you cannot see somebody else. So this is why the relationship with you is the most important. Okay? So stop trying to act like somebody that you're not. Be you wholeheartedly. Start to find who that person is. Start to tap into that person. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, you nervous about trauma bonding with me because I'm gonna cut that cord real quick. You don't like the truth. You don't want to hear the truth. That's probably because you're a liar. And you probably act fake. You probably a people pleaser. I feel like you're trying to be what you think men want, and that's not what they want. Now you done met a man, and it's kind of like he checked your ass. He pretty much did. He checked you. You may have had guys that, they think how he think, but they probably just play with you, make you think that you got the right idea about things. But when it came to this man, he stood up and he said something. You weren't ready for that, but at the same time, you liked it. You can't understand why you like it, because you're the one who wants to be in control. It's the way that he handled you. It's the way he delivered it. It's the way that he said it. You know what I'm saying? He probably said it in a very polite way, polite, respectable way. But at the same time, he was firm about it. And he was honest. You saw something courageous in that man when he told you the truth. So even if you want to get upset, you really can't. It's a turn on, ain't it? It is. I bet melt them panties. Melt that kitty cat. Because a woman loves a man who knows how to talk to her and still affirm himself. It's admirable. Because sometimes women, we ain't shit. Because if we know we can get over on his ass, we going to get over and walk all over top of his ass. Because he'll let you get away with it without addressing it. Not this one. Okay. So, we're going to cut it off there. Until the next time, we'll talk again. Thank you.